Hey guys, I didn't have a chance to do a morning tea because I've had a busy day and I'm rushing to get to New York City right now to see one of the leading relationship psychologists, Esther Perel. Esther Perel is fucking amazing. If you've never seen her TED Talks or listened to her on podcast, she does have her own podcast, which might not be your thing, but her interviews on other podcasts that you might listen to, she's fucking fantastic. I love her so much. She wrote 2 books, Mating in Captivity and State of Affairs. I have not read Mating in Captivity, but I did read A State of Affairs. And, you know, she really helped me when I went through situations in my life with infidelity and finding compassion for the situation, especially for myself in the situation, which I loved. But in general, one of the things that I love about Esther Perel, and, you know, this is something that most relationship psychologists and therapists talk about in general anyways, but I sort of learned it from her years ago when I started falling in love with Esther Perel, is that in relationships, we all seek, intimate relationships, I should say, we all seek autonomy, and we also seek to surrender into the relationship and that connection. And I never really looked at it, 10 plus years ago that way when I was in a relationship. I sort of was like more in that codependent state, where like you guys are just, obsessed with each other and do everything together, which is not healthy. But I loved this idea of understanding that in most relationships, there's this desire for independence and autonomy and to be your own person and have your freedom. And then there's also this like strong desire to connect and like fuse the two of you together. So, and typically it's usually one person or the other that like wants more than the other, which also that goes also into like anxious attachment and avoidant attachment and all that stuff. But point being is that in all relationships, like we are not only just like seeking to connect, but we're also seeking our independence and our autonomy within that connection. And I think that's something really important to look at, especially if you are questioning whether or not you are a little bit codependent in relationships, which is something that naturally happens, especially in the beginning stages of relationships. But anyways, it's an interesting thing to look at, is sort of this desire for freedom for yourself, even when you want to also stay connected to someone else. It's a really fine balance. So long story short, go check out Esther Perel. All of her stuff is amazing. She's incredible, and she's taught me so much about relationships and my behavior and others' behaviors in it. So highly recommend Esther Perel. Go check her out.